Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to International Film Festival Etiuda&Anima. Together with us are authors of animation movie The Edge, so Zaide Kutay and Géraldine Cammisar from Switzerland. Hello, girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, nice to have you here. And I'm really excited about discussing about your animation movie. My first question is kind of abstract, but I think that it's connected to your animation movie. So, have you ever thought about what happens with your drawings after you throw away them into the trash bin? Because you know they exist on a piece of paper, but after that, what happens with them? So, Geraldine.
Well, they grow back into a big tree again. No, I don't know. I mean, we did it digitally, so we don't have like a huge pile of drawings.
Okay, understood. So, what about like a digital drawings? Do you throw them into trash bin, but virtual trash bin, or what happens when them? You know, you create almost real creatures with your animation. So, were you thinking about their lives afterwards?
I mean, we still have everything on a cloud, so it's still there. It's still saved. We could still use every image. But I mean, the image is created for the movie. So every single image does not have like the same value as the end product does when it all comes together, because one single image does not bring the character to alive, but the movement does from all images together. So that is kind of the magic of being an animator.
Okay, thank you for that. I was asking about that because I think that you open in your animation the topic of multiply worlds, and I was wondering if you also were thinking about it, if you have your, I don't know, alter ego in other galaxy, or yeah, have you ever imagined about that, how your life would look like in other galaxy? Who would like to
Yeah,
answer?
so I will answer. I think personally, if we had this was what I came to after reading through like lots of weird books and theories. So I think like if we had multiple universes, which were like the Earth or were like our world, it would probably be more or less the same life, because yeah. So in that sense, it's very, very probable that I'm just doing the same stuff like multiple times, which is very weird to imagine, but maybe slightly different, but not very much different. Like, yeah. So I also think like somehow maybe this world we created is also kind of a universe. So, and we just looked at it, and now that it's somewhere like in the computer digitally, maybe it's evolving as well. We don't know because we cannot see it, what it's doing.
Yeah, but in your animation we can see actually
Yeah.
what is the difference between the
Yes.
worlds. It's mainly a color, and yeah, this is what I wanted to ask you. What was you told us that you've read so many books which were telling you about this multiply universe, but what was the main motivation to create that animation?
I mean, we were both very interested in theoretical physics, and we kind of always wanted to do something in that matter. So the multiverse was the topic we were most fond of or most interested in, and we were always talking about it and the possibilities about it. And also what actually mostly grabbed our attention is not only what does that mean for a character or a person living in this like multiverse concept, but also how could we bring it to life or to a picture where people could understand it, this concept.
Okay.
Because we are dealing with, first of all, universes that are endless and a multiverse with endless possibilities of these endless worlds. So how do you picture that? And that was kind of a fascinating thing for us to figure out. Yeah.
And could you explain what the edge is? Is it the end of our visual world, or what is it? The end of the map? What is it?
I think when we constructed the universes we see in the movie, we had this concept of having a world in a box, but when you like come to the edge of a box, you will just enter through the other edge of the, like to the other side of the box. So you will never know when you like cross the border or not. It's just like continuous. But what if like you were able to go out of that box? And so in that sense, the box symbolizes not only visual, but more of like the conscious perception of the world, or the conscious, also the intellectual understanding of our world and what we know of and what we think it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's really interesting. I think that it can be also a metaphor of how our identity develops. You know, because I think that it's common sentence that go out of your box and show yourself, and it's almost like telling someone to do something else just to find your own identity. So I really like this. I don't know, maybe two meanings of your animation.
Yeah, exactly. So also like having this maybe the limited mind, and then going over the horizons, kind of like going out of your comfort zone or going out of the limitations of your mind or what you know, to experience something new and unknown. Exactly. Like evolving as an identity, as a character.
Okay, but from a physical point of view, and from physical perspective, can you tell us what would be able to see after crossing this edge? You told us that it is almost continuous movement, but maybe it's something different after this crossing the edge.
I mean, that's something we don't know, right? That's only something that we can kind of try to grasp on or try to envision, but it's really not something that is written in any books or you can find anywhere. So we just try to like picture something that we can imagine how we could feel to cross that line, to cross that edge, to break through.
Yeah. In your animation movie, the ending is telling us that what is happening after crossing the edge, one man can find the other, and they just floating in the space together. So I think that's your answer for that question here in your animation movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe it is also kind of like a meditative state where you kind of loosen up and go outside your body and you travel with your mind. Let's see.
So many questions about the
So many
interpretation. Okay, open meaning then. About your main character, I was wondering, why did you decide to create this person like a truck driver? He lives in his truck. It seems that his whole world seems too close to that truck. So can you tell us a bit about this process? How did you create this character?
So we wanted to have, like, really wanted to focus on one character and on the world of one character. That's more the technical aspect. So we choose someone who will be a bit solitary. We also wanted to have someone who kind of has this contradiction in the character. So like someone who travels, is exploring the world, but not really going outside, having the Ferris wheel on his truck, but there's no people because where he puts it, there's like no people around, there's no one living there. So we wanted to embody this sort of longing for something in his character. That was very important because in the end, we wanted to show that his longing, like through difficulties and maybe a bit of luck, it would lead to something, but he had to give up something else. Yeah, so maybe this truck as well is kind of like a box in a box again. So like he's going out of his box, his own box, and then out of the other box. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I was thinking also about it because he afraid of something when his truck's doors are open. He just seems to be really scared about what is happening outside. And I wanted to ask you, can you explain us this fear of the main character?
Yeah, we based it on agoraphobia. It's kind of being scared of open, wide places. There are different aspects of agoraphobia, but we decided to go with that as an inspiration, at least. So we wanted to build a character that has this longing, but still has like troubles inside himself to open up and to really reach for that goal, which then in the end he is able to do, kind of. And he always wears this little pocket around his belly where he has his scissors and paper in for paper cut, because when he is stressed, paper cut is kind of the release for his stress. So he does that in order to feel grounded, to calm down, to find himself again. And we kind of use paper cut as a metaphor throughout the movie, because he does not only does paper cut, but he also crashes through a ball, which is made out of paper, does paper sounds, rips like paper, and all the boxes are kind of paperish. So we try to embed paper as a red line throughout the movie. Yeah.
But it remains a digital animation, as you told us. So that's another contrast you gave us.
True.
So would you like to explain us this animation technique that you used in your movie?
So it's mainly 2D animation, but we also use 3D for mainly practical reasons, as we had very geometric forms, like the boxes towards the end, which slowly rotate around their axis. So this would have been best to do in 2D animation. So we did that in 3D. Also, the truck from the outside is 3D. We also what we really wanted to do was to actually combine these two techniques from the beginning. So this was not only a practical reason, but we really wanted to do that and try out how this would work. And it was kind of complicated because we had to make the look, the 2D look really, really perfect or very, very clean, and the 3D look somehow a bit unclean to make it fit together in the end. Yeah. So, but basically it was very chaotic back and forth of 2D rough animation and 3D layouts, play blasts, and then more animation on 2D, and then final rendering in 3D, and then compositing, blah blah.
And then corrections and cleanup.
Yeah.
Wow! It sounds really time-consuming technique.
Yes.
So
but also
not.
also we save time through that, since we did not have to do this horrible thing of animating like 3D boxes that are curled together and moving in a really slow matter. That would have been a pain.
Okay, thank you for your answers, and thank you for your movie. We're really glad that your animation is selected on our festival. So we were having Zaide Kutay and Géraldine Cammisar, the authors of The Edge. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you so
very
much for having us.